Okay, humans, here are a couple cases involving cats. Um, I don't think we're going to use this today, but we might as well have some fun cases. Uh, I recently found a book called Collection of Strange Conditions. It's a Qing Dynasty book. The author collected from history books, from folk tales, from Chinese medicine books, but these are mostly about medical conditions, but strange medical conditions or strange cures. So I like this book, but maybe not all of you would. Anyway, so the first two are by famous Chinese doctors. Okay, and so Wang Ken Tang, who is a end of the Ming Dynasty doctor, treated some military person who frequently had pain in his ear. The pain was so bad he wanted to die, but when the pain stopped, he was just normal. Wang examined his pulses, but they were all peaceful. They didn't reflect a disease. There's nothing wrong with his pulse. While they were talking, the pain suddenly came on, and Wang guessed that a bug had gotten in his ear, which is something the old books talk about here and there. So he dripped cat urine in Zhang's ear. So I have a question. Did he just have a jar of cat urine hanging out, or did he get it? How did he get a cat to pee on command? I don't know, but this is the story. So this resulted in a bed bug coming out of his ear, and Zhang never had pain again. So, okay, that's interesting. If you get a bed bug in your ear, get some cat urine and drip it in. Some people drip in sesame oil, but the bug dies inside and it's hard to get the bug out of the ear then. Others use dry fried sesame seeds in the pillow and the bug comes out. Maybe it likes them, I don't know. But that is not as quick as using cat urine. The bug apparently really hates cat urine. Okay, second one from the same book. So here it calls this Dr. Gong Zicai, but he's more well known as Gong Tingxian. He's pretty famous in Chinese, but I don't hear him talked about that much in English. And you can see his dates. He's another late Ming Dynasty doctor. He treated a man who suddenly lowered his head and hid in a dark place. He didn't speak to people and he wouldn't reply if you tried to talk to him. He ate secretively and he would steal food and then greedily hide and eat it. Reminds me of Gollum, right? He wouldn't eat when people could see him. Everyone took this as bewitchment, some kind of spirit or ghost issue. And they sacrificed the three animals, which apparently are pig, sheep, and cow, for him. So, they made some sacrifices to whatever ghosts or spirits were bothering him. The offerings were left out overnight. And then the next day, the wife ate it and she developed the same condition. And all the doctors said, What? What's this? I don't get it. Okay, so now Gong Tingxian said, this must be rat saliva. Rat saliva is very toxic. So here's a part, I don't like this part very much, but stuff a cat's mouth with wujuyu, which, is a Chinese herb that's probably not going to kill him, but that cat will probably scratch you pretty badly. And that will make cat saliva come out. So that's how they get cat saliva. And then it must be mixed with wujuyu and flavor. Okay, so make the husband and wife both take it and they will completely recover just drinking some cat saliva. So in both of these cases, then, rat saliva is really toxic and cat saliva will counteract rat saliva because cats catch rats. Okay, so it's kind of a little bit of magic. Anyway, the third one from that same collection During the Kangxi period, which you can see the dates here, early Qing dynasty, there was a Buddhist monk named He Song at some monastery. One day he suddenly hid in a dark place. If he saw someone or heard someone talking, he became frightened and evaded them. Every time he ate or drank, he had to put food in an outer room and spy on it to make sure nobody was around. Then he would go out and eat it. It was this way for several years. That monk isn't very mentally healthy. By chance, Feng Shi, which can mean an alchemist, but Feng is also formula, like herbal formula. So maybe this is an alchemist, maybe this is an herbalist. Anyway, this person with special knowledge saw him and said, "This disease is called rat hun." Probably you know, if you're listening to this, that the hun is usually called ethereal soul in English, and it's one of the five spirits that is the one that resides in the liver. So this disease is called rat hun. Rats who are forced to steal food because of cats are frightened. So, they're eating food and then the cat comes up and they're so frightened that their hun comes out into the food. And then whoever eats that food that has the rat's hun in it gets this condition. He treated the monk with spirit calming herbs blended with cat saliva, and the monk recovered. Okay. Uh, yeah, I'm not taking these too seriously, but they're fun. They're interesting. So Zhenzhou Dacheng is this late Ming Dynasty acupuncture text that's really pretty amazing. And I noticed in volume 7 that it talks about Ren 14, where it talks about Ren 14, which is Ju Cui. One of the indications for this point is that it treats cat ghosts. What? That's the only point that he mentioned for cat ghosts so I wanted to figure out, what are cat ghosts? So searching in Chinese on the internet, I found out that cat ghosts are also called cat goo. And some of you may know that goo is like this black magic thing that, yeah, so it gets creepy here, okay? And it says that in ancient times, shaman cast spells using cat ghosts or cat goo. They raised animals like cats, but it could be some other animal. It could be a dog. There's stories about dog goo and so forth. And they attached a ghost to the animal somehow. Then they used incantations to urge the cats to harm people or to steal things that they needed. It was a common idea in the Sui dynasty. So there's an empress of the Sui dynasty. Her, family name is Dugu. It's one of those Chinese 2-syllable family names. Anyway, the empress's half brother named Dugu Tuo had a servant girl named Shu Anni who used cat goo. And there's a story about it. This is from the Sui history book. This is from a history of the Sui dynasty. So this is not from a medical book. This is from a history book. And it's talking about this Dugu Tuo who had the servant who could use cat goo. So a servant girl named Shu Ani originally came from his mother's house. She routinely worked with cat ghosts. Every Zi day, so Zi is the first of the 12 earthly branches, and it's associated with the rat. So every Zi day, she made offerings to the cat ghosts at night. She said Zi belongs to the rat. Yeah, that's the animal that corresponds to the Zi branch. The 12 animals. So every time her cat ghost killed someone, the dead person's family belongings shifted to the household of the person who raised the cat ghost. Okay, so if she sent her cat out to kill someone, then she got to get all of that person's possessions. Once, when they were at home, Dugu Tuo demanded liquor. wine or something like that. His wife said, we don't have any money to buy it. And so Dugoutreau called for, his servant and said, hey, can you make your ghost go over to the Huet family's house to give me some money? So she then did an incantation for the cat ghost to come and do that, come back. And so that's from my history book. Okay, those are my cases for today for having something to do with cats. But I do want to say, if you're not so familiar with Chinese medicine, don't take this stuff seriously. This is like kind of like folk tales or legends or stuff like that. Other cases I've presented are more serious and have more actual medical information, but I also like to have the fun ones like this. Okay. Okay.